Good morning, Your Honor.
Bazzi. Hey,
Judge,
good
can I,
morning, Mr. Bazzi.
good morning. Judge, can I log on in about 15, 20 minutes? I just want to do a hearing really quick. I think I'm up next.
Yeah, that's fine.
And I'm here on Jason Jones.
Okay, we got you. His family's
Thank you, Judge.
here.
Oh, is he? Okay.
Yeah.
I'll
No,
log on in
no,
about
take
20
that
minutes.
back. No,
Okay.
take it all back.
All right. No, take what back? The family part, or I can't log on in 20 minutes?
The family part.
All right. Thank you. I'll log on in about 15, 20 minutes.
All right, I'll see it a little bit. We got Jackson. Yeah. Hey, good morning.
Morning, Judge.
Good morning. You can bring them in. I think they're about to start. I don't know who we got yet. We got some people. Okay.
Williams, Moore, Jackson.
The person in interview room 12, can you tell me your name?
Alvin Moore, Jamel Jr.
All right, thank you, sir. One second, Mr. Moore. Actually, can I see this court file for Moore? The gentleman in interview room 52, can you tell me your name?
Elijah Rudolph Curry.
All right, thank you, Mr. Curry. Calvin Moore, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right, this is State of Michigan versus Calvin Moore, case 25057318801. Today is the date set for a bond redetermination hearing. Can I have appearances, please?
Good morning. For the record, Christina Harris, P52857, on behalf of Calvin Moore, who is on screen. Mr.
Thank
Moore,
you, Ms. Harris. Good morning.
good morning to you too, Your Honor.
And
Mr. Moore,
I'm sorry, go ahead.
okay, Mr. Moore has a 1,500 cash surety bond for a capias at a preliminary examination on 5/22/25.
All right, Ms. Harris asked the bond.
As to bond, we're asking for this matter to be reduced, this bond to be reduced to a personal bond. Mr. Moore understands the importance of returning for every court hearing date. He has no prior criminal history. The complaining witness is his sister, and he will not have any contact with his sister, nor return to the address on Schaefer Street while this matter is pending. He will return for all future court hearing dates. Mr. Moore works at a cleaning company Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays, and we'd like for him to be released, if possible, Your Honor, so that he can resume his employment.
Why did Mr. Moore miss court?
He stated that he found out the morning of the court hearing that he had the court hearing, and he had no transportation to get to court. And he tried to make a plan to get to court, but it was too short notice and he didn't have any transportation.
Well, Mr. Moore, I gotta say this, you better make those plans in advance because, that's not a very good excuse. I'm gonna set the bond at 10,000 personal with no contact with the complaining witness and no contact with that Schaefer address while this matter is pending. Sir, your next date is going to be June 2nd before Judge Taylor, June 2nd. Now, I believe that first hearing is a Zoom hearing, so you'll be getting some information on how to Zoom in. But I got to tell you, Mr. Moore, if we're back here again, it's probably not going to result in a personal bond. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
All right. June 2nd before Judge Taylor, that concludes the hearing.
Thank you.
Mr. Curry, can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, this is State of Michigan versus Elijah Curry, case 25056988801. Today is the date set for a bond redetermination hearing. Appearances, please.
Good morning. For the record, Christina Harris on behalf of Elijah Curry. Mr. Curry he failed to appear on May 2nd, 2025 before Judge Taylor, and $1,500 cash surety bond was set at that time. He said he did come to court late that day, but he didn't turn himself in because he had his daughter with him. And so he left to be able to care for his daughter. So, Your Honor, we're asking for a personal bond in this matter. Mr. Curry works as a roofer Monday through Saturday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., and he does take care of his daughter. So we're asking for him to be able to be released on a personal bond so that he can resume his employment, assist in his defense, and gives the court his assurance that he will not have any contact with the complaining witness or the address on Glenfield Street where the alleged incident took place. And he will return for all future court hearing dates, Your Honor.
1 second. All right, I'm going to set bond at $10,000 personal, reinstating the original bond with no contact with the complaining witness, Mr. Curry. Sir, you got to make your court dates. You don't turn yourself in next time, we're going to remand you. Do you understand?
Yes, sir. I understand.
All right, that concludes the hearing. Actually, let me give you your next date. Next date is June 2nd, 2025 before Judge Taylor. June 2nd before Judge Taylor.
Okay.
All right, that concludes the hearing.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Gentlemen in interview room 12, can you tell me your name?
Jay Sean Darnell Jones.
Mr. Bazzi, you need a room with Mr. Jones?
No, Your Honor.
All right, let me call it. This is State of Michigan versus Jason Jones, case 25057822102. Today is the date set for a bond redetermination hearing. Mr. Bazzi, could you put your appearance on, please?
Good morning, Your Honor. Hassan Bazi, P7448, on behalf of Mr. Jones, who is present via Zoom.
All right, and Mr. Jones, sir, could you state your name for the record, please?
Yes, sir. Jay Sean Darnell Jones.
All right, thank you, Mr. Jones. Today is the date and time set for the redetermination hearing. Bond was set intentionally unaffordable. Mr. Bazzi asked the bond.
Judge, as you stated, is this bond of $100,000 unaffordable at this time. I'm asking this to be reduced, Judge, to maybe a 10% or possibly a personal bond. My client's got no criminal history, 31 years old, lives in the city of Livonia with his girlfriend and his 2-month-old son. He does have a job, Your Honor. He's gainfully employed with his brother-in-law's a landscaping company. He did hire an attorney, and again, he's got no criminal history, so there's no capious history. So I'm asking for a lower bond.
All right, 1 second here. All right, I've had a chance to review the investigator's report. I would note Mr. Jones does not have any criminal history. I've had a chance to read some of the circumstances behind the arrest, and while these are allegations, I would note that this has created a highly, highly dangerous situation, not only for the complaining witnesses were the police officers in this matter, but for the community as well, as I would note that a number of civilians were injured during this fleeing. For those reasons, I do believe that a high cash bond is necessary. Bond is currently set at 10,000. Strike that. Bond's currently set at 100,000 cash or surety. I'm going to amend the bond to 150,000, 10% with GPS tether house arrest. If your client can make that, no weapons and can't leave the house at this point.
Your Honor, would you consider that tether unit? Because if he's going to be on a tether, he's not going to get out until next week. He does work. He's working with his landscaping company. He needs to make some money and also pay off his family.
I don't want this person. I'm sorry, Mr. Bazzi. I don't want this person to leave the house. While I don't believe it needs to be incarcerated while this is taking place, the fact of the matter is this is an incident not only dangerous but involved fleeing. So I have an understanding that, you know, I'm concerned that this person shouldn't be out right now. So it's going to remain with the tether house arrest.
All right, Judge, would you consider the original $100,000 10%?
It was 100,000 cash or surety, which was the original bond.
And would you consider keeping it 100 with 10% provision and a tether house arrest?
150 GPS tether house arrest. Actually, you know, I'll do 100,000 GPS tether house arrest.
10% provision?
Yeah, 10%.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, that concludes the hearing.
Thank you. All right.
I'm sorry, Mr. Bazzi, to cut you off. Did you have anything further?
No, thank you very much, Your Honor. Have a good day. Yourself.
All right, Mr. Jones, your next date is
Oh, Your Honor, if I'm sorry, I know he said house arrest. Can he make visits to my office when he gets out? Just limit to my office?
Only to that office.
Okay,
Next date, June 4th, before Judge Taylor, June
thank you, Your
4th.
Honor. Have a good day, you staff, Your Honor.
You too, sir. Interview room 12, can you hear me?
Yes.
Sir, can you tell me your name?
Charlie Williams III.
All right, 1 second, Mr. Williams. This is State of Michigan versus Charles Williams III, case 25057477501. Today is the date set for a bond redetermination hearing. Ms. Harris, could you put your appearance on, please?
Good morning, Christina Harris, on behalf of Charlie Williams III. Mr.
Oh, sorry, go ahead, Ms. Harris.
Mr. Williams III has a $30,000 cash bond as a result of failing to appear May 22nd, 2025 for a preliminary examination before Judge Giles.
All right. One second, Mr. Williams.
Yeah.
So bond is currently set at 30,000 personal. Let me strike that 30,000 cash. And it's my understanding that the defendant is scheduled for arraignment today for carjacking. So this happened while he was on out on bond.
I am not aware of the carjacking. That was before our office yesterday, but he was not present, so he was not arraigned on that.
Okay. So yeah, it looks like it's up for today.
Okay, thank you.
So I am going to amend the bond to 100,000 cash, with the understanding that this person is going to have an intentionally high bond based on what's coming down the pipeline. So bond is increased, but it's going to remain intentionally unaffordable. As this happened while this person actually, no, I'm just going to remand the defendant, just take away the bond while this is pending. Mr. Williams, I know you have your hand up. This is probably not the opportunity to state your case. You're going to be before Judge Giles next, I guess the end of this week. You're going to have the attorney assigned, and they might change that bond then, but I would strongly suggest that you remain silent right now.
May I please say something, sir?
Well, Mr.
Sure.
Williams, Mr. Williams,
I'm sorry, go
anything you
ahead.
say can be held against you. This is recorded. So the reason why the judge and I are encouraging you not to say anything is because you could say something that can be held against you. So if you have a question about your bond or your court hearing dates, please ask those questions. But anything else, we encourage you, I encourage you as your counsel to not speak and not say anything regarding this case.
Okay, I understand, but I didn't know nothing about the carjacking. I was a day that I don't have I'm homeless, so I didn't have my phone wouldn't let me connect to Zoom to make the court case. I was gonna go home. My homeboy let me use the car, which was a car that I was unbeknownst.
So Mr. Williams, I'm going to stop you because you're talking about the case and I can't hear that right now. And I'm not the judge who's going to hear it.
Okay.
The only thing that's happening right now is you're probably hurting your case.
All right.
So I'm going to mute you right now. And sir, your next date's going to be before Judge Giles on June 2nd.
And Your Honor,
That
we'd like to
concludes the hearing.
confirm that his file has been marked medical because he does have some health concerns.
We will mark that file medical.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. The person in interview room 52, can you hear me?
Yes,
Ma'am, can you tell me your name?
Aaliyah Santi Williams.
All right, thank you, Ms. Williams. All right, this is State of Michigan versus Aaliyah Williams, case 25057795001. Today is the date set for a bond redetermination hearing. Bond is set intentionally unaffordable. Ms. Williams, could you state your name for the record one more time?
Aaliyah Santi Williams.
Thank you, Ms. Williams. And Ms. Harris, could you put your appearance on?
Good morning. Christina Harris on behalf of Aaliyah Santi Williams. Ms. Williams had a bond set, $50,000 cash surety, Your Honor. And that was on the date of May 26th.
Do you have any argument as to that bond?
Yes, I didn't know if you wanted me to go ahead. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, go for it.
Okay, thank you. Your Honor, Ms. Williams has no criminal record. She works at an assisted living facility. She graduated from high school and she is continuing with her education. She works Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday, 7:30 to 2 p.m., taking care of elderly citizens. This incident arose out of a dispute with a woman who Ms. Williams is dating a gentleman, and the complaining witness has children by him. And they've had verbal altercations, and then actually had a physical fight. And Ms. Williams states she was trying to get away from the complaining witness, and the complaining witness was hit by the vehicle. So we're asking for this bond to be reduced so that Ms. Williams can return to work, so that Ms. Williams can be out to assist with her defense. And she has significant ties to the community. She lives with her mother and her 3 siblings. The complaining witness is only 20 years old, Your Honor. And for that reason, we are asking for an affordable bond because we do understand that these allegations are serious. So we're asking for a $50,000, 10% bond, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Give me a second. All right, I've had a chance to review the investigator's report, and I will note that Ms. Williams does not have a criminal record and is pretty young at this time. I'll also note that this incident involved 2 individuals who had an ongoing dispute, so there is some familiarity with the complaining witness in this case. Further, there is at least according to the investigator's report, additional evidence outside of that, which includes videos, and have some very, very serious injuries to the complaining witness in this matter. So I do believe that there has been established a dangerous situation for not only the complaining witness, but anyone else involved in this. So bond is going to remain the same, intentionally unaffordable today. Next date is going to be before Judge Jefferson on June 2nd, 2025 at 8:30. June 2nd. I would note in the Ms. Harris, I've got
Yes.
some family members here that want to make a statement. Do you mind if they say something to the court right now?
Are these the family members of Ms. Williams?
Yes, Ms. Williams' family members.
Your Honor, which courtroom are they in?
We're in 533.
Okay. Can you give me 3 minutes to get there?
How about I give you 10, because I want to
Okay.
finish some other dockets and then I'll come back.
Okay, you want to call other cases now?
No, I'm not.
Okay.
I gotta do another docket in
Okay,
a different
then.
court.
Okay,
So,
then, thank you,
yeah.
Your Honor, I appreciate that. Thank you.
All right, no problem.
Okay.
So Ms. Harris is gonna come up, talk to you guys, and they feel it's appropriate to make a statement. I'll let you guys make a statement, okay? You're welcome. Well, she's gonna come up and talk to everybody. So, yeah, she'll meet you in the hallway.
Thank you.
She's just downstairs zooming in.
Okay, thank you.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yes, Your Honor.
Excellent. Oh, man. All right. Back on the record in the state of Michigan versus Aaliyah Williams. Ms. Harris, did you have a chance to talk with the family?
I absolutely did. I spoke to two grandmothers and two aunts, and her mother is also very concerned about her. Now, in speaking to them, Ms. Williams has a medical condition, sickle cell anemia. She actually turned herself in, but right before turning herself in on this matter, she was in the hospital for more than 1 week. She regularly has intermittent hospital stays of more than a week. She is in need of medication. And in the Wayne County Jail in DDC, they have not given her any medication. Her family actually took her medication to the facility and they would not take it. And they're really concerned about her not having her medication for this serious medical condition. So I'd like to reiterate that Ms. Williams has two grandmothers and two aunts that showed up for her today. And she has a mother that's very concerned about her. She is not a flight risk, has significant ties to the community. She turned herself in. She is 20 years old and she has worked 3 years on her job caring for the elderly at an assisted living facility. She has a high school diploma. And we're asking now for Ms. Williams to be released on house arrest so that she can get the medical attention that she needs, that maybe a tether will be placed on her. House arrest. She's able to go to court and she's able to go to the doctor's office, but that she is out because I'm really concerned about her being in custody with a condition like sickle cell anemia, where there are daily medicines for her to take, and she has not had those medications in days. Thank you, Your Honor. And
Well, I believe my analysis as to the dangerousness stands with there has been a situation where the complaining witness and the defendant both know each other. There's evidence outside of testimony as to the nature of this offense. And I do believe that there is a flight risk because at least the allegations are that the person drove off after this. Understanding the medical situation as it's been presented by Ms. Harris, told through the family, I do have my concerns that she's not receiving the medical attention. So I am going to adopt the recommendation to $100,000 personal with GPS tether, house arrest with an exception for court as well as medical treatment while this matter is pending. Ms. Williams, your next date is going to be June 2nd before Judge Jefferson. And you should be released as soon as you get the tether. You're allowed to go to the hospital and receive medical treatment, as well as come to court while this is pending.
She is not allowed to go to work.
Not right now, no.
Thank you. I wanted to make that abundantly clear, Your Honor.
Oh, okay. Well, then, yes, not going to work.
Thank you
All
for your
right, that
consideration,
concludes
Your
this
Honor.
hearing. Gentleman that's in Wayne County Jail, can you tell me your name?
Jackson.
All right, thank you, Mr. Jackson. This is State of Michigan versus Javon Jackson, case 25057-82501. Today is the date set for a bond redetermination hearing. Appearances, please.
For the record, Christina Harris, on behalf of Javon Jackson, who received a $100,000 cash surety bond in this matter.
All right, thank you, Ms. Harris. As to bond?
As to bond, Mr. Jackson has no prior criminal history, no pending cases. He works full-time at a tire shop in the city of Detroit. This alleged incident took place in December of 24. The warrant wasn't issued until May of 2025. Mr. Jackson is only 19 years old, and he is under a doctor's care for some gunshot wounds himself. Look at the report. There's some allegations of that maybe the complaining witness may have shot Mr. Jackson herein, Your Honor. So we're asking that Mr. Jackson, who is not a flight risk, he will come to all future court hearing dates. He has no history of absconding. He would have no contact with the complaining witness or no contact with the complaining witness, and I'll name that person for the record. Last name, Perion-Sims. No contact with the address of 3761 Harding, where this alleged incident took place. That Mr. Jackson receive a GPS tether, house arrest, that he not be allowed to leave the house except to attend court hearing dates. So we're asking for a $100,000 cash bond. And also, since he has unfortunate recent gunshot wounds, to be able to go to the doctor and court. And that is it, Your Honor. GPS tether, house arrest. Thank you.
All right, 1 second. All right, I have had a chance to review the situation or the facts behind this case, as well as some of the information as to, I don't know if it'd be a co-defendant, because it looks like the co-defendant's on a track already going forward with this case. I would note that the defendant, at least according to the investigator's report, a reason behind this was a possible setup to get shot as related by the defendant in this matter. This is a person who was admitted to, I guess, shooting or attempting to shoot at somebody, and bond is set intentionally unaffordable. And I see that there's someone in the audience. I want to acknowledge that, Ms. Harris. I think there's some family members from Mr. Jackson here as well.
Thank you.
His mother and grandmother. But what I have here is a situation, two gentlemen shoot somebody else, possibly retaliation for another shot. I would also note that at the time of the arrest, which is some 5 months later, and the arrest only takes place after a car accident, where I believe the defendant was hurt as a result of that car accident, where two other gentlemen are leaving with ARs as well. And I don't know what to say about this cycle of gun violence, but what I do understand is that there's a safety issue that I have with everybody involved in this situation. And I'm going to keep bond where it's at, $100,000 cash, a surety, while this matter is pending. The next date is going to be before Judge Giles, who I believe had the original matter, or had the matter before the defendant won, and that's scheduled for June 4th. June 4th before Judge Giles.
Thank you for your consideration, Your Honor.
You're welcome. The person in interview room 12, can you tell me your name?
Imani Adams.
I'm sorry, one more time.
Imani Adams.
All right, thank you, Ms. Adams. This is State of Michigan versus Imani Adams. It's 2006-09-2301. Today is the date set for a bond redetermination hearing. Ms. Adams, could you state your name for the record, please?
Imani Adams.
Thank you, Ms. Adams.
For the record, Christina Harris on behalf of Imani Adams, who on April 19th, 2021, had a $30,000 cash bond set before Judge Jefferson for failure to appear at a preliminary examination, Your Honor.
All right.
Okay.
You can go ahead, Ms.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Ms. Harris.
This matter, she is charged with possession of a weapon, a taser, is what she's charged with. She has no previous criminal history, no pending cases, no probation, nor parole. She works at a full-time basis at a boutique clothing store. She's been so employed for 2 years. Ms. Adams acknowledges and has learned fully the ramifications and the results of not appearing for court. And she will never not appear for court again. So all future court hearing dates, she will be present because she understands what happens when you don't appear for court. So we're asking for a personal bond herein. She has no flight risk. This is not an assault of crime. So we're asking for a personal bond herein and for her to be able to come to her next court hearing date as indicated on June 3rd. Thank you.
All right, I'm going to set the bond at $10,000 personal with no weapons while this matter is pending, Ms. Adams. Do you understand?
Thank you.
Ma'am, your next date is going to be before Judge Giles on June 3rd, 2025. June 3rd.
Thank you.
All right. Was that? Appreciate it. All right, that concludes the hearing.
Thank you for your consideration, Your Honor.
Thank you too, Ms. Harris.
You're welcome, ma'am, with your reconsideration, Your Honor.
I got anybody else? Oh, wait a second, I got CDC. How you doing, sir? Can you tell me your name?
Ezekiel Hernandez Puga.
All right, thank you, Mr. Puga. This is State of Michigan versus Ezekiel Puga, case 25057-80901. Today is the date set for a bond redetermination hearing. Ms. Harris, can you put your appearance on?
Certainly. Christina Harris on behalf of Ezekiel Hernandez Puga. And Mr. Puga's bond was set at $50,000, 10%.
All right. Ms. Harris, as to bond.
As to bond, Mr. Puga states that he can stay elsewhere because he and the complaining witness did reside in the same residence. He will not have any contact with the complaining witness or that location. That Mr. Puga, he is a construction worker and does construction and remodeling. He graduated from high school and he had a prior domestic violence case, but he completed his probation successfully, and he was discharged from probation after he successfully completed. He states that he will stay with someone else and not try to reside at the location on Gar Street. So we're asking for a personal bond and even a GPS tether where the court can see and monitor his whereabouts. He won't have any contact with the complaining witness, and no flight risk is apparent with respect to his previous cases, no history of capias or not returning to court. So we're asking for the method by which he can keep the court can keep Ms. Hernandez, the complaining witness herein, safe as that. Mr. Puga not return to the address, Mr. Puga not have any contact with Ms. Hernandez, and Mr. Puga be monitored by a GPS tether. So we're asking for a personal bond herein. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, I've had a chance to review the investigator's report. Mr. Puga's bond is currently $5,000 or $50,000, 10%. There is an assaultive history in this case. Both of these assaults involve domestic violence. The complainant and the defendant are both very familiar. I believe they're partners in this matter. So bond is going to remain the same. I do believe that a dangerous situation has been created, and cash bond is the appropriate is appropriate in this case. So bond remains the same. Mr. Puga, sir, your next date is going to be June 3rd before Judge Jakay. June 3rd before Judge Jakay.
Thank you for your consideration.
You're welcome. That concludes the hearing.
Okay, now we had Shaquina Heidelberg from yesterday. She did not appear, or she's not.